Hey everybody, welcome back. I am Jesse Dollemore. Today, I want to talk about some Washington Post reporting that is certainly not surprising. This is something we've known for a long time, despite the claims of Donald Trump to the contrary, that he is greatly sacrificing to be president of the United States. He's not profiting at all, making no money whatsoever from being president. In fact, he donates his $400,000 salary as president because he's such a philanthropist. Even though he's banned from practicing any charity, and his charitable foundation was shut down by the state of New York because of stealing from veterans groups. Trump has said many times, in fact, here's a clip from Fox News, in which he indicates that the presidency is probably costing him billions of dollars.
I'll bet you it cost me, I see these people saying, oh, Trump gets rich being president. I'll bet you I've lost billions of dollars. It's cost me billions. I said to one of my friends, a very wealthy friend, I said, I'll bet you it cost me $2 or $3 billion, and it's worth every penny of it. I don't need the money, and it's worth every penny because I'm doing so much for the country.
Yeah. $2 to $3 billion it's cost him, which is kind of interesting because only months later, at the finale, the end of this year's, or the last G7 conference, he told a reporter that it was costing him even more to be president.
What reassurances, if any, can you give the American people that you are not looking to profit off the presidency?
Well, I'll tell you what, I've spent, and I think I will, in a combination of loss and opportunity. Probably it'll cost me anywhere from $3 to $5 billion to be president. And the only thing I care about is this country. Couldn't care less. Otherwise, I wouldn't have done it. People have asked me, what do you think it costs? And between opportunity, not doing things, I used to get a lot of money to make speeches. Now I give speeches all the time. You know what I get? Zippo, and that's good. And I did a lot of great jobs and great deals that I don't do anymore, and I don't want to do them because the deals I'm making are great deals for the country, and that's to me much more important.
So he tells Fox News $2 to $3 billion. He tells that reporter $3 to $5 billion, a difference of $2,000 million. Not a little bit of money, the difference that he's off. We know Trump to be a world record-setting liar, exaggerator, if you want to be kind about it. His son, who's the executive vice president of the Trump organization, sat down with Yahoo Finance and did an interview in October of 2019, where he also intimated these types of ideas that Donald Trump and the family, not just the president, but the family, has sacrificed so much. We'll never know just how much they've sacrificed with their father in politics.
All I'm saying is, I think if you look at our family, and whether you're, guys, I'm actually probably a lot more centrist than everybody would otherwise surmise, seeing us on TV. In all fairness, I was born in New York, but I think we'll go down as one of the few families that have actually made a tremendous sacrifice getting into business. We've lost a lot of money, into politics. We've lost a lot of money based on the fact that we don't do any deals, that we're sitting silent, while he's in there, that we're not sitting on boards, we're not doing what all these other people are doing. And I think there's a lot of people on the opposite side of the table who are, their parents get in or they get in and all of a sudden, listen, how is Nancy Pelosi worth the amount of money that she's worth if she's been in government for the last
Let me ask you this.
long period of time? And what I'm saying is there's a lot of dirty money in politics, and I think people need to realize that, and I think people are finally starting to see through it, and that has to change in this country.
You bring up the issue.
Come on, man. No one credible believes that your family is sacrificing, giving something up to have Donald Trump as president. During that same interview, getting to the point of the talk today, he indicated that when Secret Service travels with Donald Trump and they stay at the family's properties, which is hundreds of days since Donald Trump has been in office, whether it be Bedminster in New Jersey, obviously Mar-a-Lago, the Trump International Hotel, very rarely, actually Donald Trump has never stayed the night there since he has the White House. He indicated that Secret Service stays for free, ultimately for free, at their properties. That they charge for housekeeping, but about $50 a night.
You know, this is one other thing that people don't ever kind of give us credit for. Anytime the government comes and, you know, if my father travels, they stay at our properties for free, meaning it's like, you know, cost for housekeeping effectively, because you actually have to legally charge government something. So everywhere that he goes, if he stays at one of his places, the government actually spends, meaning it saves a fortune, because if they were to go to a hotel across the street, they'd be charging him $500 a night, whereas, you know, we charge them like, you know, $50, right? And they're there on property. And he never gets credit for that.
And now we're learning, of course, because all of this is going to come out. It is trickling out. Normally, the cost for a president and the vice president and Secret Service costs are a matter of public record. The amounts that are spent for lodging and other such items. That is not the case with the Donald Trump administration. These things are being hidden and having to be rooted out through Freedom of Information Act requests, which cannot be just denied. So, propertyofthepeople.org is an organization that does those types of activities relative to Freedom of Information Act requests. And they uncovered this long list, which drew the attention of the Washington Post, and they wanted to look into this further. So look at these amounts that are highlighted here, and I'm reading from the Washington Post. The Post tried to decode this list. One surprise, at least 20 of the payments to Trump National Golf Club worth $63,700 weren't to a golf club at all. Other documents already released showed these were payments to Mar-a-Lago. The Post learned that many of them were hotels for $650 per night, not 50, like Eric Trump said, were hotel bills for $650 a night, a rate far higher than the usual limits on federal hotel spending. There is no legal limit on what the Secret Service may spend on hotel rooms while its agents are protecting the president. So Donald Trump is charging $650 a night for Secret Service agents to stay in his hotel. Also reading from the Washington Post. In 4 other cases, the dollar amount was a giveaway. All included a tax of 6.875%, which was the sales tax in New Jersey in 2017. That pointed to Trump National Golf Club Bedminster, which is the only Trump property in New Jersey that he has visited as president. And then these items. But many of the payments on this list remain mysterious. If you have information about these charges, again, this is from the Washington Post, if you have information about these charges or any other instances where taxpayer funds were used to pay the president's company, contact Post reporter David Fahrenthold at fahrenthold@washingtonpost.com. Now, $650 a night isn't a wildly expensive hotel room. I've never stayed in a hotel, even in New York City where hotels are historically high priced. I've never stayed in a hotel room even half that much. That's an expensive hotel room. And for Donald Trump to be charging the government, charging the taxpayers, an army, a small army of security who, they're not doubling up on rooms. They're each getting their own room. $650 a night, totaling tens of thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars over the course of his presidency. Which leads us to Bedminster, New Jersey, where the Secret Service has been renting, according to only the records that have been able to be released and found. There is still a stonewalling of release of these documents. But for the months of July, August, September, and October of 2017, they are charging the Secret Service $17,000 a month for a 3-bedroom cottage in Bedminster, New Jersey. When you can easily look on Zillow and find that the average cost for a 3-bedroom place in Bedminster, New Jersey is about $3,500. The highest, about $8,500, which is half what Donald Trump is charging the Secret Service. The worst part of it is that Donald Trump isn't in Bedminster, but only a few days, 4 or 5 days per month during this time. And still, $17,000 a month. Here's the receipts. This is outrageous. This is bilking the American people. This is profiting. Because once Donald Trump took office, because of the divisive nature of his very personality, his business has seen a downturn. Him wanting to do the G7 at Doral last year was born out of the fact that that business is not doing well because he's a controversial figure. Very few people want to hold events at his properties. They're failing. And he's using the government, the United States taxpayers, to prop up those failing businesses. This is outrageous. The other thing that I wanted to talk about briefly was the orange picture seen around the world. Donald Trump he's saying it's Photoshop, which is just ridiculous. I mean, I just took 2 seconds and downloaded some pictures from the internet of Donald Trump, and look at these. Orange, 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 orange. That's his style. That's what he does. He spray paints his face. But the main thing that I wanted to talk about related to this was that there are some people who are making this a bullying issue of Donald Trump, when it is a feature of his personality to bully people how they look, whether it be women, whether it be the handicap. Donald Trump is a cruel individual who projects his insecurities about his own looks to others as maybe some sort of distraction. Sure, it's the easy thing to make fun of Donald Trump because he's goofy looking. But it's given him a dose of his own medicine. I don't see it as a problem. Anyway, I would love to know what you think about all of this. I never say subscribe, like, share in the videos, but maybe that's what we need to do here. Especially about the money that's being spent at his places. Because there are millions of Americans out there who really believe that Donald Trump is doing something philanthropic. That he, at his heart, is an altruistic individual who is trying to work hard for America and has taken a loss. He's really, truly sacrificing. There are real people who believe that. And this information needs to be shared widely. I'll put the links to the articles, both from propertyofthepeople.org, but also the Washington Post articles with the further investigations. And if you are somebody out there who does have information, email David Fairholt. We're getting closer to the election, and the details of this type of thing need to be uncovered. Anyway, I'd love to hear from you. You can leave me a voicemail, 714-576-4054, or of course you can email me, one more thing @dollemore.com. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Thank you for helping me build this movement together. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.